What is up, YouTube fam? Welcome back to my bedroom. As you can tell by the topic of this video, how to not gain extra weight during the holidays. I do have my notes on the screen next to me, so I'm sorry if I keep on looking back at it. This is my third, 3.5 time trying to film this, and I wasn't satisfied, so I wrote down notes, and hopefully I will be a little bit more organized. So let's get started. The focus is on the extra part, okay? Let's be realistic. And not think about even losing weight during the holidays, because unless you're on prep for a show, this is quite difficult to lose weight during the holidays. I'm talking about normal people with normal lives, okay? So the point is to not gain any of that extra fat or extra weight during the holidays, because while we do love eating, we also don't like getting fat. Let's just be obvious here, okay? So let's go back in time to I guess how I came up with this idea, sort of. So for the past 3 years of lifting, I have always cycled between bulking and cutting. Of course, bulking during the fall and winter, and cutting during the spring and summer. And I would always dirty bulk, so I would kind of let myself go, basically. Eat up whatever the hell I want, and also lift heavy to gain more muscle mass and more strength. Of course, if you eat, in a calorie surplus, you are definitely going to have more energy and you will gain more muscle. But with that, you will gain more fat. You will just gain more mass overall. And so every spring/summer, I would have to go on a pretty serious cut, and I would need to go into a calorie deficit to cut down that fat and cut down that weight. It was always quite difficult and stressful, to be honest, because I honestly don't like how my body looks or feels when I do gain an extra amount of weight. I'm not talking about like 5 pounds, okay, or something. That's not that big of a difference, but it's more like gain an extra 10, 15, 20 pounds. Like, I didn't like how I looked, I didn't like how I felt, it wasn't comfortable to me. So this year I wanted to do it differently. I wanted to try to maintain my leanness. I didn't want to bulk. I didn't even want to lean bulk this year, because I'm pretty happy with the amount of muscle mass that I currently have, and I'm just not interested in gaining more muscle. I think, I don't know, I'm pretty satisfied with what I have. I'm also not cutting this fall and winter because I want a life. I want to eat with my friends and family, and that's just not going to happen, and I have no shows to go to, so yeah, go figure. I will try to not get super nerdy, but let's talk about general physiology and biophysics. So physiology, how your body works and how your body maintains its normal functions to survive and live, basically wants to be in homeostasis. It wants to stay in a balance that is comfortable for the body, that allows the body to work. Comfortable in terms of your temperature. You don't want to be too hot or too cold, and things like that, which also includes weight. Your body wants to stay at a comfortable weight for your body type, your genetics, your height, your age, etc., and it tries to keep it that way. It really does. The only way to push it past that is to eat an excess amount of calories for an extended period of time, or do the opposite and be in a calorie deficit for an extended period of time. So the answer is actually pretty straightforward. Don't eat an excess of calories over a long period of time. Thank you for watching the video. See you guys later. I'm just kidding. Alright, so obviously this boils down to food choices and self-control. It's not going to be easy, and these are the tips and tricks or general guidelines that I have for myself, and they have worked very well so far for myself this past Thanksgiving, and I'm going to continue to do it through December. And I just want to share these guidelines and these I don't know, recommendations to you guys, in case you guys are looking for tips or need some help with trying to maintain your weight or not gain an extra amount of weight over the holidays. So I hope that you find this useful. Of course, take it with a grain of salt. Remember that everyone does have a different body type. We all have different metabolisms. We all have different genetics and everything like that. So it's going to work a little bit differently for everyone. But this is what works for me, and I just want to share it with you guys. Alright, so let's go to number 1. Plan ahead. Know what days you are going to go out to eat with family or friends and plan accordingly. So for example, for me, the day before Thanksgiving, the day of Thanksgiving, Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, New Year's Eve, New Year's Day, and a handful of days for nights out with friends or dates or something like that. So that's going to be a range of 8 to 12 days. Let's say at most 14 days, which is about 2 weeks, out of 62 days. that is definitely manageable. You can definitely still eat out for a good amount of days. I'd say like, 7 to 14 days, and maintain your weight and not gain any of those extra pounds. I think I saw an Instagram post say like, hey guys, for those of you who want to, maintain your figure or maintain your shape, remember Thanksgiving and Christmas are only 2 days out of the 62 days. It should not be a problem for you to maintain your weight. And that's a little extreme for me personally, because I know I love to eat. So I've allowed myself a little bit more wiggle room, a little bit more leeway of 8 to 12 days. It might go up a little bit more, it might be a little less, who knows. But those are the days that I've planned with my friends and family in general, and that I know that I'm going to go out to eat. Alright? Number 2, I am always in a slight calorie deficit when I'm not eating out on those 8 to 14 days. Slight as in about 200 to 300 calories less than normal. It's not that extreme, it's not that bad. I don't feel like I'm suffering, I don't have hunger pains, I don't feel tired or dizzy or lightheaded or anything like that. Sometimes some people feel like that when they're cutting weight too fast or when they're cutting for a show. I don't want to feel that way, so we're going to go on a slight calorie deficit. It's not going to be anything, big or significant. But I am relatively strict on my own when I'm eating, at home with my regular cooked meals and things like that. I do count my calories, I do weigh my food out, and I do track my macros. I found that for me, tracking macros especially has led to the best results, especially if you are very consistent. And because I am a slight calorie deficit, when I do go out to eat, I do have a bit more room for those extra calories, okay? So number 3, when I do go out to eat, I make sure that 1, I enjoy my food, okay? We all love food. Enjoy it when you have it, alright? And I eat until I'm satisfied. I don't, eat until I'm stuffed. I don't eat until I feel sick. That does not feel good. I am not the get your money's worth sort of thing. That was back in college when I was young and stupid. I'm a little bit less stupid now, but I just don't want to do that. I don't like how that feels. So, enjoy the food, eat until you're satisfied, eat until you feel full. There's no real need to overeat and overconsume until like you're stuffed and you feel like your food is gonna come out of your throat. That's just not cute, okay? Number 4, I flexible diet when I go out to eat. So no, I don't strictly track when I go out to eat. I don't strictly count calories or weigh out my food, but I am aware of portion sizing. I know and I remind myself that I don't need to finish everything on my plate, okay? Another thing that I do is I share food with a friend, especially if I know that the restaurant that we're going to has very large portion sizing. Hey, do you want to share a meal with me? Or hey, do you want to share dessert with me? Like, let's say, I feel almost full, but I still have like, that sweet tooth craving, and I still want to eat dessert. Ask your friend or ask your mom or, your sibling and be like, hey, I really want to eat dessert, but I can't finish it, or I think I'll be too full. Do you mind sharing it with me? Most of the time, hopefully they'll say yes if they care, or if they want to eat dessert. Who doesn't want to eat dessert, bro? So yeah, so that's a bit of like understanding the food choices that you need to make. So number 5, I still work out, okay? I don't go crazy. I work out 4 to 6 times a day when it comes to weightlifting, and I do cardio, but I only do it about 2 to 4 times a week. It's not that intense. It's like 30 minutes on elliptical. I don't really enjoy cardio very much. I don't try to overcompensate by doing extra cardio after I eat, like on Thanksgiving or anything like that. Don't do that to yourself. Cardio sucks. It's hella boring. Like just keep a good routine going. You don't need to overcompensate. If you're doing this right, you don't need to overcompensate with extra cardio or extra exercising. It's just going to make you really fatigued and really burned out. Alright, 6, drink lots of water and stay hydrated. I know everyone says this. I know you're rolling your eyes and being like, bro, I know you know, okay? But I'm telling you how important this is because we all talk about this. Eating out always has a higher sodium intake. It can make you feel really bloated. It can cause water retention. Just flush all of that sodium out. Just keep on drinking water. And personally, I always mistaken thirst for hunger. I get confused really easily sometimes. I don't know why, but sometimes when I suddenly feel that I'm hungry, I'm actually thirsty. So what I'll do is I'll drink a cup of water and kind of wait for a few minutes and kind of gauge if I'm actually hungry or not. And if I am, I'll just go eat. But like, if I realize that I wasn't, then okay, I just needed to drink some more water. Number 7, understand that there will always be another time to eat what you want, okay? It's not the end of the world. If you decide to not have a cookie, it doesn't mean that tomorrow all the cookies in the world will be gone. The food will always be there, okay? You just have to choose what days to eat it. It's not that complicated, all right? So, you know, make good food choices. Like, okay, let's say there's cake and ice cream. You don't have to eat both the cake and ice cream. You can eat the cake on Thanksgiving, and you can eat the ice cream in, you know, for Christmas. Plan it out. Know what you want, probably ahead of time, and understand that your food is not running away from you, okay, bro? You'll be fine. Everything will be okay. And that's pretty much it. I know it's very simple in theory, and I can understand that it can be very difficult, especially if you are in a social setting, a public setting. But there are times when you may have to say no, and it is okay to say no. It's okay to say no to drugs. Sorry, I had to say that. No, it's okay to understand, like, hey, maybe I shouldn't have my 10th beer, you know? Like, hey, maybe, you know, if someone offers me wine, like, and, you know that wine has, like, I don't know, a glass is like 100 calories, you know, and you want to cut back on your calorie intake, maybe just be like, no thanks, like, water's okay. It's okay to say no, okay? Unless it's your grandmother's cooking, I kind of understand. But, like, let's say, like, if you want to prioritize who you want to eat with, for me it's family. Family always comes first. Then it's like my best friends, and then it's like my social friends, and then it's like work. So work, you know, work events are great because it's effing free food, and who doesn't like free food? But it's the last on my priority list. If I think that's a day that's not worth spending on, and I would rather eat more with my family, I just won't go to that work event. Okay, call me like, I don't know, antisocial or whatever, but that's the choice I've decided to make. And I actually think that this year I will not be going to my Christmas work event. Sorry for any of those at work who are watching. I'm just not gonna do it because I would rather eat Christmas food or have Christmas dinner or lunch with my friends and family. That's a priority to me. So, you know, you win some, you lose some, but it really depends on how badly you want, I guess, to not gain extra weight. How badly do you want it? And if you are willing to do it because you want it that badly, it shouldn't be that difficult to make those kinds of choices. So I have actually started doing this in September, very like casually in September, but once like October started rolling around, I started getting a lot more serious, and I have some and I have had pretty good results so far. So Equinox is really cool. You can do in-body test scans that measure not only your weight, but your body fat percentage, your BMI, and your skeletal muscle mass. You don't have to do that. You can just go on the scale and weigh yourself if you want to do that, or you could just, check yourself out in your mirror when you're alone and no one's watching. Just do it occasionally, like do it once a while. I wouldn't recommend weighing yourself every single day or every other day. I think that can kind of get your head and stress you out. I know it stresses me out. I actually don't weigh myself every day or every other day, or not even every 3 days, okay? I feel that doing that can, again, stress yourself out. Numbers are not everything. Fat and muscle distribution is different for every single person because we all have different body types. Don't stress too much about numbers. Understand, gauge like how you're feeling as well. You'll know like when you feel fat, kind of. Anyway, I think weighing yourself, like let's say if you want to, like once a week is perfectly fine. Just remember that your weight can fluctuate plus minus 5 pounds a day from water retention, from the amount of food or poop in your body, etc. All right. So let's share my in-body test results. So we're gonna go with the first time I took it, and if it's, I don't know if I can show this to you. It's a lot of numbers everywhere. I'll see if I can put like a screenshot on the side. But I got this done on November 7th, 2018. So my weight at the time was 131.3 pounds. My skeletal muscle mass is 55.1 pounds, and my percent body fat is 24.6%, and my BMI is 21.9. Alright, so that just gives me an idea of where I'm starting at, you know, just general, you know. Not everything is perfectly accurate. Don't start freaking out, you know, if that's not what you thought you were, or something like that, you know. It's just a general thing to keep in mind. And then I actually decided to do something fun. I decided to do the InBody on Thanksgiving Day, right before Thanksgiving dinner, and I decided to do it the day after, just to see if there was any kind of difference. I was just curious. So on Thanksgiving Day, November 22nd, 2018, in the morning, or I guess, no, sorry, this was at 1 p.m., 1:17. My weight was 128.9, a little bit low, but whatever, you know. Skeletal muscle mass is the same, 55.1, I think it's the same. Yeah, 55.1 pounds. Percent body fat, 23.2%. Dropped, okay. And my BMI is 21.5. Did that change? Oh wow, it changed like by 0.4. Okay, that's not much of a difference. Okay, so far so good. Pretty much I'm maintaining. You know, I'm not like gaining, which is a good sign, yo. And then the day after, on November 23rd, 2018, I weighed 127.2 pounds. I don't know why I lost weight, because I ate all you can eat barbecue on that day, and I ate a lot. But you know, I also I don't know, I also tend to do these after I work out, and I know you're not supposed to, or I heard you're not supposed to, but I have been very consistent in always doing it after I work out, so it really shouldn't matter that much. But remember, machines, you know, are not perfect. They fluctuate in terms of their accuracy. My skeletal muscle mass is 53.6, so oh my god, did I lose muscle mass? Hopefully not. My percent body fat is 24.4%, so okay, went back up to normal, what it was in November, or earlier in November. And my BMI is 21.2, so, you know, it hasn't gone past 5 pounds in anything, up like plus minus 5 pounds in anything, so that just basically tells me that I'm pretty much at maintenance, and so far so good. So those are the rules or guidelines that I've stuck by, and they seem to be working very well. I will definitely do another body scan in the first week of December, just to check on how things are going, and I'll probably do another one around the time of Christmas, and I will update you guys. So yeah, so I hope that these I don't know, recommendations or tips were useful to you. I know I talked a lot, but I do definitely want to explain the reasons for these tips and tricks, so you kind of understand where I'm coming from, and hopefully they make sense to you, and I'm not just spouting nonsense or something unreasonable. So yeah, I hope that this video was helpful. I hope it wasn't too boring. I know I talked a lot. My throat is getting hella dry. Excuse me. Okay, but I hope this video was helpful, and I will see you guys next time. But oh sorry, let me know if you have any questions down below, or if you found this video helpful or not, or if you have your own recommendations or things that have worked out for you when you're trying to maintain your weight and not gain too many pounds over the holidays. Let us know in the comments down below. We like, you know, we like to help each other. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.